The Last of Us Season 1 Recap. Everything you need to know before Season 2. Welcome back to our channel Movie Creepers. It's been over a year since we last walked the infected roads of The Last of Us, and with Season 2 finally on the horizon, it's time to revisit the emotional, brutal journey that started it all. Whether you're a diehard fan or a newcomer looking to catch up, this is the ultimate recap of Season 1, a season that wasn't just about zombies, but about survival, loss, love, and the impossible choices that come with it. In a world ravaged by the Cordyceps infection, we follow Joel, a hardened survivor haunted by tragedy, and Ellie, a 14-year-old girl who just might be the key to saving humanity. Together, they traveled through what's left of America, facing monsters both infected and human. But in the end, it wasn't the world that changed them, it was each other. From heartbreak to hope, and from sacrifice to salvation, Season 1 gave us unforgettable characters, devastating decisions, and one of the most morally complex endings in modern TV. So let's rewind and remember what really happened in The Last of Us Season 1. Before we jump into the exploration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on future videos. Thank you. Let's begin.
We are not sick!
The night the world ended. It started with a whisper of something strange. A fungal infection, Cordyceps, mutated and jumped to humans. It didn't kill, it controlled. Victims turned into hollowed-out shells, driven by the parasite to infect others. Civilization didn't collapse in an instant. It was consumed from the inside. In Austin, Texas, Joel was just a father trying to protect his daughter Sarah. When the outbreak hit, the city descended into chaos. Traffic jams, house fires, screams. Joel, Sarah, and his brother Tommy tried to flee, dodging the infected as society crumbled around them. They were stopped by a soldier ordered to prevent anyone from crossing the perimeter, regardless of whether they were infected. Despite Joel's desperate pleas, the soldier opened fire. Sarah was hit. Joel cradled her as she bled out in his arms, his world ending before the world itself did. "20 years later, a hardened survivor. 2 decades pass. The world has become a wasteland ruled by militarized quarantine zones, violent gangs, and infected horrors that stalk the ruins of civilization. Joel has survived, but he's not the same man. He's cold, guarded, and numb. In the Boston quarantine zone, Joel works as a smuggler with his partner Tess. They're good at what they do, breaking rules, crossing boundaries, and staying alive. But one job changes everything. The Fireflies, a rebel faction opposing the military, hire them to smuggle a young girl named Ellie out of the city. It sounds simple: get the girl to a group of Fireflies waiting on the other side. But there's a twist. Ellie is immune. She was bitten weeks ago and never turned. Somehow, her body resists the infection. She may be the key to developing a cure. A journey across a broken America. Joel and Tess reluctantly take Ellie. But very early on, Tess is bitten in a skirmish with infected. In a final act of bravery, she sacrifices herself so Joel and Ellie can escape. With Tess gone, Joel is forced to take on the full responsibility of protecting Ellie. Their journey to the Firefly Lab in Colorado becomes a brutal cross-country trek. They face infected monstrosities like clickers, those too far gone, whose faces are split open by fungal growths, and the cruelest parts of humanity, raiders, cannibals, and desperate survivors. Slowly, Joel begins to care, not just about getting the job done, but about Ellie herself. And Ellie, who's never known a family, starts to see Joel as more than just a protector. Love in a time of collapse. Bill and Frank. One of the most poignant moments comes in a town long abandoned, where Ellie and Joel find the aftermath of a love story. Bill, a gruff survivalist, and Frank, his more outgoing partner, had built a life together in isolation. Their story is shown in a flashback: how they met, fell in love, and built a safe haven in a world gone mad. They chose to die on their own terms, peacefully, in each other's arms, something rare and beautiful in a world ruled by violence. Joel and Ellie find their home, untouched, with a letter addressed to Joel. Bill tells him to protect the one person who gives his life meaning. It hits Joel harder than he lets on. Loss and reflection. Henry and Sam. Later, in Kansas City, Joel and Ellie meet 2 brothers, Henry and Sam. Like them, they're just trying to survive. Henry agrees to help them escape the city, which has fallen into chaos after the local resistance overthrew Fedra, the military regime. The 4 become close. Ellie and Sam bond over comic books and jokes, and for a brief moment, there's hope. But Sam is bitten during their escape. He hides it and overnight turns into an infected. Ellie tries to save him, but it's too late. Henry is forced to kill his brother. In despair, he then turns the gun on himself. The tragedy devastates Ellie and Joel. They bury the brothers and move on, quieter, more broken. The past returns, Joel's reunion with Tommy. In Jackson, Wyoming, Joel is finally reunited with Tommy, his younger brother. Tommy has found peace in a self-sufficient community with electricity, stability, and hope. Joel considers leaving Ellie with him. He's haunted by the fear that he'll fail her like he failed Sarah. But Ellie isn't a package to be handed off. She confronts Joel, telling him that everyone she's ever cared about has either died or left. Everyone except him. That's when Joel decides he's all in. A love lost. Ellie and Riley. In a quiet moment, we learn more about Ellie's past. In a flashback, she sneaks into a mall with her best friend Riley. Riley reveals she's joining the Fireflies. They spend the evening pretending the world is normal, playing arcade games, putting on Halloween masks, dancing. It's a date. They kiss. But their joy is short-lived. Infected attack. Both girls are bitten. Riley turns. Ellie doesn't. She survives. And we're left to imagine the impossible moment when Ellie realized she had to kill the girl she loved. The winter of survival. Ellie faces David. As winter descends, Joel is badly wounded. Ellie must take care of him, scavenge food, and fend off threats. In the process, she encounters a seemingly kind stranger named David. But David is a predator, hiding behind soft words and a friendly demeanor. He captures Ellie, intending to make her part of his twisted, cannibalistic community. David's evil runs deeper. He tries to manipulate, then overpower her. But Ellie fights back. In a frenzy of rage and trauma, she kills him. Joel, now recovered, finds her just after the attack. He calls her baby girl, the same name he once used for Sarah. It's a moment of fierce love, born from shared pain. The Firefly's cure and Joel's final choice. Eventually, they reach the Firefly Hospital. But what seems like the end is just the beginning of a moral nightmare. Marlene, the Firefly leader, informs Joel that to create a vaccine, Ellie must die. The fungus grows in the brain, and extracting it means killing her. Joel refuses. He snaps. One by one, he kills the soldiers, the doctors, everyone standing between him and Ellie. He rescues her mid-surgery, unconscious. As they flee, Marlene begs him to stop. He shoots her without hesitation. When Ellie wakes up, Joel lies. He tells her the Fireflies had found many others like her, and none of them led to a cure. The hope was a dead end. Ellie asks him to swear that it's true. Joel swears. She nods quietly, but trust has been fractured. More than a zombie story, The Last of Us isn't about monsters. It's about what people become when the world breaks. It's a story of grief, survival, and the choices we make for love. Joel began as a broken man, hollowed out by loss. By the end, he's found meaning again, but at a terrible cost. Is Joel a hero for saving Ellie? Or a villain for dooming humanity? The show doesn't give easy answers. That's its power. It lives in the gray. And Ellie, once just a foul-mouthed kid with a secret, is now a survivor in her own right. She's killed.
She's lost. She's loved.
And she's starting to understand what Joel did. Maybe even why. The final takeaway. Season 2 will pick up the pieces. Joel's lie will have consequences. Ellie's trust will be tested. And new characters like Abby and Dina will challenge everything we know about justice, vengeance, and what it means to survive. The emotional foundation laid in Season 1 sets the stage for something even deeper. Because in this world, the scariest thing isn't the infected, it's the things people do for the ones they love. Let me know what you think. Like this video if you agree, subscribe for more discussions, and comment your thoughts below.